Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode number 2, in fact, of Gary Must Live. I'm personally really looking forward to how Gary's going to live through this whole episode. That's my favorite part. When we get to the end.
You said that. Now you said that like he wouldn't live through the whole episode.
Listen, that's how this game works. You show me the things that you love, and I destroy them. Or I give you an opportunity to destroy them yourselves.
You're such a kerfuffle.
Either way is good. Nobody loves Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle's a bad dude.
Aw, he's just terrifying.
He's a terrifying clown. Well, speaking of terrifying clowns, how's everybody doing? How are we today?
What the hell?
I believe the implication there was that you are the terrifying clowns.
I know, and that's like really funny because I have been a clown before professionally. So
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's something you already knew.
Yeah, that's true. I'm now it's coming back to me. So we talked about you being a clown before, because this was the Rakdos conversation back at the very beginning. I remember that.
What
Yeah,
type of clown were you?
A ministry clown. So I taught like Bible study to kids.
Oh.
Yeah, Bible clown, the most terrifying kind of clown.
Nothing puts the fear of God into children.
I feel like if somebody like I'm sweating a little just saying the phrase Bible clown. Like that's a terrifying thing to say out loud.
Yeah.
I love it. I just think of clowns going door to door, spreading the good word according to Dazzle.
Yeah. It was really fun. I was not good at balloon animals, but I was good at like impressions. And my clown was very into like anime, and her name was Teriyaki.
Oh.
Yeah. And he talked like this.
Well, I don't know if we should be doing that voice.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I thought you were gonna say my clown was very good at passing judgment.
That's inherent in the clown racial ability.
When you make your terrifying Bible clown, you have to choose one of the books, and this was Revelation the Clown.
Oh my gosh, I wish.
Prop comedy. I'd imagine there's a lot of stories that are just enhanced with a little like sketch for chance.
Yeah, with a little sketch. Just
a little sketch. A little prop edition.
The Bible as
Song of
presented
Solomon,
by
perfect for-
sketch comedy clowns. Terrifying. You've made clowns scarier.
Watch as I separate this pool of water by diving into it from 20 feet above. And
It's a little cup. It's a little cup. Yeah.
wow. I think we've unlocked a lot of nightmares for people today.
Yeah, I did that for about a year while I was 19.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a good 19-year-old job.
Yeah.
Where did I work when I was 19? Everybody's like, Katie, you can have this conversation with us after you turn 19 later. You can tell, you can be like, I'm a comedian and I do shows on the internet. And you're like,
Candyland.
cool job.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
19
years?
was the year I had a lot of weird
Vote,
jobs.
guys. It's gonna be so good when I can vote.
19, I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was working at a radio station. But I was on college, so it's like a college radio, which is fun. It's a WPGU 107.1 in Champaign-Urbana, playing the best in alternative music in the central Illinois area.
Nice.
Very fun. It's monsoon in the mornings.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the moniker.
Wow.
Very fun. And then I did
screaming infidelities.
played a lot of Jane's Addiction. I tell you that much.
I've been caught stealing.
And then I worked like landscaping. Like I think those were kind of the actual gig.
I love there's a UBC, like a Vancouver college radio station, and I love it, but you can literally only listen to it within like a few blocks of the university. If you're anywhere outside of that radius, it's like, I think this is a good song. I can't tell if it's a bad signal or it's part of the song or okay. And there it is. It's gone now.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I had a job one summer when I was 19 of those, I don't know if you guys have them in Canada, but in Chicago we have these like little baggies that you put like with coupons in them, and like people hang them up on your door, they put them in your mailbox or something like that. Yeah. I was the guy who went door to door to 1,000 houses and just like put those at like 5 a.m. like just carried around a huge sack of them. Well, I could do 1,000 houses or like one garbage can. So it was like it was always one of those decisions.
One dumpster. Yeah.
But yeah, I got fired from that job.
Yeah. I did the clown thing while I was working at a costume shop. So that was when I was learning first how to sew. And I also had a couple of other fun little side jobs with that because the costume owners or the costume shop owners would get me these little side gigs like the clown thing. And I also modeled for a romance novel cover.
Yes.
Wow.
So that was a good time.
Can we look one up?
No.
Are you sure?
It never printed. I did get paid, but it never printed.
Is it online somewhere?
Do you have a copy?
I would be surprised. It was a reprint of the book Under Two Flags.
Okay.
By the person who originally wrote it, Ouida's like great grandnephew. I wanted to like reprint it. I still have the costume at my house and I will take a picture. I know people are like, picture didn't happen. I'm going to take a picture of the costume. I'm not going to put it on because it's been 12 years since I wore it. But I have a picture of the costume. I will put it on my Twitter.
Okay.
I just keep imagining, like, I don't ever want to see this actual cover because I'm just imagining you dressed up as Revelation, the Bible clown, but like, like dipping some hot lady who's like, oh my Revelation, you're so handsome. Yeah, terrifying. There's like fire coming down behind you. Mm-hmm.
It's the same book, Masood, that you put in the Zoom chat, but it was a reprint. So I played the character Cigarette, which was like a half Egyptian cantinera.
Half
so
cigarette.
Like big yeah, her name was Cigarette. I was like, wow, this was written by. Never mind.
Is she a tiefling?
I fucking
Egyptian, so basically.
Yeah,
was this
in
book
the
sponsored by
1800s.
Marlboro?
So, but she was supposed to like she was luring a good French Foreign Legion man away from his devoted wife. So. Is the 1800s.
Are you? Can you? I feel like joining the French Foreign Legion is a strictly no wife situation. Right. Like I thought that was the place you went to escape your life.
No,
unless
he was
I guess
a wealthy
you joined
man and very patriotic, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in love with you, and I'll wait for you." And Cigarette's like, "Hey, look at me, I'm brown and flirtatious," because that's all people in the 1800s know how to write about brown people.
Right name Cigarette. Strange. Was there a reason that this character was named that, or was it just like
she was his addiction? Come on, Adam.
Oh my gosh, that's a much better reason.
You took high school, like you took a high school English, right?
Well, she's more of like an Eponine character, so she's like in love with him, but he's very his wife. But her name is Cigarette because it's like a
addiction he can't just quit.
Oh my gosh!
But if it was written in the 1800s, they wouldn't have thought about cigarettes that way. It would have been like a fun thing he puts in his mouth every day, or like I don't know.
Well, the thing is like cantineras are like USO.
Mm-hmm.
Like camp follower-esque. So that's the things that she sold. She sold them to the soldiers.
Right. Sure.
So Cigarette, like mostly cigar, but with ret as a like what's the word I'm looking for? Affectionate.
Sure, a diminutive. Yeah. Right.
It's not cute.
Like okay, like Violette, but with okay. Good. Fun.
Cigarette.
Now you know.
Still imagining you with clown makeup on this, so that's good. That's good.
I did have clown makeup on the entire time.
Perfect. Good.
Yep.
There's got to be a niche out there somewhere for colonial French Foreign Legion / biblical clown romance novels. It's out there somewhere.
Now, you've spoken it into existence, and when I look on Amazon,
write it. It's going to be on the New York's bestseller. Just see.
It's like Alexander Dumas meets John Wayne Gacy.
It's gonna be
with a touch of 50 Shades of Grey.
Chuck Tingle now has 3 books out.
50 Shades of Gacy. Perfect. Good.
We're getting demonetized. That's how it is. Sorry, Hasbro.
Oh boy. Yep. I feel like, and this, if no one else has heard this news story, it's going to go nowhere because I have no details, but I feel like I saw Hasbro as a company bought something like strange recently.
Yes.
What was that?
They bought Ghostbusters, but they bought something really weird.
Yeah, they own something super weird now, besides us.
Is it Death Row Records?
It is Death Row Records. That's right.
Yeah.
That is, what a weird future we live in where that's a thing.
I love it.
It's so strange. A toy company owns Death Row Records and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic, and like we're racing towards the weird cyberpunk hyper conglomerate future where there's like 2 companies and it's just they own everything.
I'm
Hasbro
sorry.
and Nestle.
I needed to make sure that I read this correctly because this other thing that they just introduced came out on September 10th, and it says Hasbro introduces Mrs. Monopoly.
I'm looking at it right now and I was like, can we talk about this? That's what happened when I searched Hasbro and went to news. Is this game called Mrs. Monopoly?
Or it's Ms. Monopoly, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sorry. She's not wed. It's Miss Monopoly.
Well, we don't know. It's ambiguous. It's her business prefix. Oh, okay, wait. It's to inspire women. Okay, cool.
It's the good kind. Not Miss, it's not Miss Pac-Man. It's not just the Monopoly guy in drag.
A peak board game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's about like CEOs and stuff. Even though I'm like, I don't know if celebrating capitalism is progress.
I just can't. I'm like, it just boggles my mind that we live in a time where I could conceivably, like, Hasbro owns Death Row Records now. They own Wizards of the Coast, which makes Dungeons and Dragons. I want to know how long before we get a thing with a Suge Knight class in it. You could be a regular fighter, or you could be a Suge Knight, and you could be really good at hitting people with your car, I guess.
And shaking down people that trust you.
Yeah, right, exactly. Being a tyrant. Though it's weird because, I mean, we're basically coworkers now, me and Suge Knight. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to start any office drama, Suge. I'm just saying.
Like, make your idols your peers for real.
So weird. So weird. What a strange cyberpunk time this is.
Oh man.
Yep. Man.
I love it.
Weird. Well, I'm glad somebody else remembered that because I saw that floating by on the internet, and I think it was so strange that I couldn't get over it. You know what? Katie, do you want to talk about Miss Monopoly some more? Please take the floor.
Yes.
It seems like you're not done with this.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, chat. Monopoly is a flaws in capitalism game. Yes.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So in this game, female players, which already not good, they receive $1,900 at the beginning of the game, compared with $1,500 for male players. Girls also get $240 each time they pass go, instead of $200 that boys get. Instead of a real estate mogul, Miss Monopoly invests in female entrepreneurs. The front of the box is adorned with a woman in a sassy stance and a steel-colored blazer gripping a to-go coffee. It reads, "The first game where women make more than men."
Is that
How much
Who
do I
started
make?
this?
We're all just startled.
You know what? I can't believe you called that patronizing. like it's not at all. You didn't say that? Oh, we were all thinking it? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, nobody actually said it out loud. What a strange, weird. It's like an old episode of like Twilight Zone or Star Trek where they're like they take a clear social issue and then just ham it up so hard that it doesn't make any sense.
Legit. How much money do I make? I just want to know.
Yeah, no.
Cousin's trying to get paid over here. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean,
TK, you're what we call a rules exception, and we need to wait for the NB DLC so that we can actually all play the game.
That's cool. I'm in the dictionary now, snitches. So
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thank you, YouTube, for being so cool about it.
You're the worst. I love it. So that's the only difference for Miss Monopoly is just that they've adjusted. It's like a raid boss. They've adjusted the mechanics, but the game itself is pretty much the same, right?
And power pants.
It's like capitalism or death, I guess.
But it's still like Boardwalk. They didn't replace it with like doing research on actually women-owned.
No. Now you're investing in female entrepreneurs. Now you're investing. Now you're buying women. Hold on. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a second.
I don't know. This actually
It's a
got
brothel simulator. That's what Miss Monopoly actually
Oh my
is.
gosh,
Oh, no.
I'm cool with it if they're cool with it. Like if it was
I'm on Amazon reading the reviews.
Hasbro,
I don't know what you guys are doing.
I'm looking at the board, and can I just say some things that you can buy instead of properties?
Please.
Because it's not women, it's worse. In the place of where the fucking boardwalk is, those two really valuable ones at the end. So one of them's really good. It's stem cell isolation.
okay.
Okay.
It's science, right?
I'm cool with it.
The other one, chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That is so funny.
That is some like grade A Malibu Stacy type shit right there.
God.
I'm like headed. I can't. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That. Yeah, I like someone wrote in their review the other day, actually, I was excited to see this product, ! Until I did a price comparison. I can't help but notice that Miss Monopoly goes for $19.99 while regular Monopoly goes for $14.82. So even when women make more than men in a game, they still pay more than men in real life. Oh, that's so funny.
Well,
Some other fun matchups.
Can you invest in Pandora bracelets? I just want to know.
Oh, let me look. No, all I'm seeing is retractable dog leash and acupressure tool as another
Did you
pair up.
say retractable dog leash?
Yeah, no, the thing that women use.
yeah, women love retractable dog leashes and acupuncture tools, I
Yeah.
guess.
Acupressure.
As a man,
That's right.
a
That sounds like a
retractable
very-
dog leash affects my masculinity, so I choose not to use it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this-
true.
Are we sure this is a real game though?
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm on Amazon and there's like literally a screenshot that says like you can land on computer compiler or bulletproof vest.
Yeah, I just saw that in the
Bulletproof vest?
picture. It's up there. And yeah, no, this is being covered by like CNBC and yeah, no,
What?
it's real.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
why would I need a bulletproof vest? I mean, why? Okay, look. Why would the demographic of the
Yeah,
game,
the stand-in
if I
player.
were like,
Because school shootings are prominent, guys, and they never forget.
I'm
It's
an
so
entrepreneur.
weird. What a strange thing. I mean, game design is
that?
difficult, but like
Yeah.
Oh,
upset.
somebody in the chat says, I think the idea is you buy inventions women made.
Oh.
Have in common.
yeah.
Okay. It's a lot better now.
Okay,
That's
this makes way more
interesting.
sense.
Okay.
That makes
okay.
way more sense.
Because then it teaches you that women inventors
teaches
have
you
made
his-
things
yeah.
that you're like, I didn't know a lady invented that.
Okay.
You know what? No, you know what? No, I can still be mad about retractable
can.
dog.
Yeah,
chocolate chip.
Yeah, definitely.
I get to still be mad about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh God, that's it. That's all we could come up with. We have retractable dog leashes and
And
chocolate chip.
stem cell isolation.
And
But
stem
more
cell
importantly, chocolate
Chocolate
chip
chip cookies.
Chocolate,
Why are
chocolate cookies.
yeah, why are chocolate chip cookies put on the same? Wouldn't you arrange them by like how valuable you consider that contribution to be?
Who made the first
Chocolate
chocolate chip
chip
cookies?
cookies is $400 to buy instead of stem cell isolation, which is only $350.
There you go.
Yeah, I still go with chocolate chip cookies. I think
Yeah.
they have changed the world in a bigger way than stem cell research. Stem cell isolation.
I almost thought like maybe it's the thing that generates the most money you would purchase.
Oh,
But then
that's
I was
true.
like, I I don't know. I feel like chocolate chip cookies is still weird up there.
The chocolate chip cookie was invented by American chefs Ruth Graves Wakefield and Sue Brides in 1938. She invented the recipe during the period when she owned the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts.
Ah, hence the cookies.
Oh, do
This
they
is
have
your
like,
mom's in the mornings.
do they have little like educational cards to go with it? That'd be cool.
I just assume that they have Wikipedia. Like all the kids. Like,
To learn more, look it up on Wikipedia.
Okay.
No, that'd be. No, but come on. I don't want to the game. I'm just being snarky. I would hope so. I would hope that it's explained in the rules. Like female entrepreneurs means this. Like that would be nice. Still.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What if one is like is there a space that's like a rocket ship for all the women that got us to the moon?
Ooh.
I wish.
What's free parking?
Oh, that's a no.
It's probably still free parking.
Yeah, I do have to clarify because we're reporting now.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is a deep journalistic piece about Miss Monopoly.
Does this still
It's
talk about that? Yeah.
And it's still free parking. So
Perfect.
No, that's good because anybody can go to jail. Okay.
I wish it were iced coffee, but I feel like that's like some internal misogyny on my part.
And you know what? The thing is that if you have a problem with Miss Monopoly existing, you can just email Dr. Dre at Hasbro.com. And he'll get you straightened out right away. It's him and the ghost of Tupac Shakur. They are now the customer service team for Hasbro. So yeah, great. So everybody put on your Beats by Dre. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
I swear to God, if we all got like by Dre, you better believe I'd wear them for every stream. I'd be like, okay, let's play this game, everybody. Like, big OB.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so-
before we start, I know that Carlos and TK and I, speaking of these sorts of things, we have a little competition going.
Oh yeah.
We got that little competition going. I think D4 is still beating all three of us so far.
Yeah.
It is it's from September 17 to October 1st.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I scoped out the competition or anything, but they already had like 500 and something before it started. So I'm just saying.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know,
Also,
the money's all for the children, but like, you know, there's
Yeah.
the moral
No,
victory.
The win is for us.
I'm not like a bad user or anything, but if you don't donate to Mists, then I will ban you from the chat. So
They have that power. They can do that.
I plan to change the stream key after this. So
So what we're talking about is there's a bunch of actual play shows here on twitch.tv/D&D, and we're all raising money for Child's Play as part of a little competition to see which show can raise the most money. All of the shows that are taking part, I think it's Broken Pact, Tales from the Mist, Rivals, D4, and Roll20 Presents. And yeah, we're all raising money. You can find out about that dnd.wizards.com/race into Avernus with little hyphens in between the two. Not an easy URL to say, but it's in the chat, and I'm sure it'll be in the comments in the description for the video if you're watching this after the fact. But go and support the children. Go and do it. Do it for Dre. All right, don't do it for me.
Tupac would have wanted you to donate to Mists.
That's right. He would.
Just remember that.
He would. I
Yeah.
feel like if somebody donates enough, I'm just gonna make that one of my rewards. That I'll just put Tupac's ghost in as an NPC. He just shows up and he's like, "What's up? Let me help you with your quest." I'm
No,
sorry.
Mists
I don't
is
understand.
ghosts.
Why is his ghost there? Why don't you just?
I'm sorry. We meant a hologram from his.
It took me a minute to realize what you were doing there, and I like it. It's good. It's nice. On account of Tupac still being alive, I understand.
If we win, then
Tupac.
will be canon in D&D. Quote me, a person who doesn't write for D&D.
If that had been the reward at the end for the winning team, I feel like I would fight even harder. I'd be like, listen, I want to get. Our Arcan the Cruel is pretty cool and everything, but with Tupac in a D&D game, when?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's-
Actually, Tupac is a planeswalker, and when he nearly got shot,
Tupac, yes, that's what happened. Yes, so 100% Tupac and Biggie.
Oh, Tupac and Biggie, because they didn't die. They just had their spark ignited and they disappeared into the multiverse.
Exactly.
They ascended to go and fight evil for us.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'm into it. I like it.
I'm writing this slash fic.
Listen, if Def Jam can get their own series of fighting games,
Oh yeah.
Hasbro can make a Death Row Records D&D supplement happen.
Yeah,
We can put Tupac and Biggie in Magic.
Thank you.
We all saw the Harlem Globetrotters in Scooby-Doo. Why can't we do it? Come
That's
on.
Let's get that
Absolutely.
crossover going. Exactly. So yeah, go and check that out. We're going to be raising money for the next couple of weeks up until the end of the month. It's for the children, and you can earn some cool prizes. At least
Yeah.
I know what ours are. What are you guys giving away for people who donate?
So I was not involved in any of this. Serena came up with all of it, and she was just very excited.
Mhm.
So I think, I don't know. I know.
I'm very excited for your podcast, Carlos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna be made to do things that you didn't sign up for if that's the case.
Yeah. So I know one of them is like, and it's pretty low too. She'll dress up like an abysmal chicken or something.
I believe
and then,
it's
like,
everyone dresses up as abyssal chickens.
Oh, is it everyone? Oh
Uh-huh.
God, I don't even
It's
know.
only Serena on the
Yeah.
Perfect.
which is
Um,
important because people will remember that.
But for $750, I think I'm supposed to do like a 3 or 4 hour podcast with Cicero, and we just kind of pretend like we're doing a late night talk show, and we're going to interview people and talk shit, because a big part of Rivals is the beginning of Rivals, when we just kind of just talk like this, you
Yeah.
know, and we always get cut off short because people are like, okay, well, this is kind of turning into a podcast
Yes.
more than you guys are actually playing D&D. So that's one of the main
That's
things
awesome.
we're doing.
Yeah. There's so many RPG shows that I participated in where the pre-show is just like really fun content on its own. Just like shooting the shit and then being like, oh yeah, okay, we got to play D&D. That was the thing. We're going to play a role-playing game. We're here for a specific reason, not just to goof around. Well, that's cool. That's a nice way to get that going.
Yeah.
Do a little pre-show podcast. That's cool. TK, what are y'all doing?
A lot of our stuff is to affect the season finale at Ganghole Con.
Cool.
So, like, they can donate potions, they can donate inspiration, which is what we use to activate their like magical dark shadows abilities. For like $300, somebody can invoke the dark powers to intervene in the storyline and change the entire storyline. But for like normal stuff, there's getting a postcard from like your favorite character.
Yeah.
And for like $100, I'll design a custom Ravenloft monster for you for your home campaign.
Nice. That's cool. It's really neat seeing the incentives and like seeing what they say about the shows too. Like one of ours is you can give a player inspiration, because I always forget, as you all know very well. People can just donate and be like, Adam, just here, take pity on them, give them inspiration. And we have a couple of in-character ones too, which is really cute. Dave has a reward level where they will, in character as their new gnome diviner, they'll like make up a death prognostication for you. Yeah, there's some really fun ones across the board. So yeah, go and check that out. It's gonna be going on for the next couple of weeks, and we'll see if we can raise some money for some sick kids, make them better.
We have a stretch goal. If we hit $1,000, we're gonna do spicy D&D, where we like. I got obsessed with hot sauce last year, and I have like the craziest stuff like you would ever try, and we're just gonna have hot wings and try to play D&D.
Oh, nice, good. It's like hot pepper game review, but Dungeons and Dragons. And okay,
Oh my gosh,
that sounds horrific, and I'm glad you're doing it and not me.
Wait, is your DM also eating these peppers and like doing
Oh
it?
yeah, we're all doing it.
True.
Yeah, this is the show that I used to run in Chicago. We used to do spicy comedy in Chicago, where it was a hot wings competition, and you would eat these wings, and if you made it to the end, you would have to do improv without having any water or anything after you had the hottest one. It was torture. There's just photos of me crying on stage. And,
Oh my gosh, I don't want y'all to win, but there are a few things that I love more than like watching people that I love cry. So
Yeah, that makes
ever
sense.
Definitely.
Well, I don't want to show Carlos up or anything, but if you donate $1,000 to Roll20 Presents, I'll GM an entire episode on mescaline. No, I won't do that. I won't. That's a lie. I'm lying to you. That's false. That's false.
Ayahuasca, guys.
That's a private game for you.
Like, why is Adam just staring into the middle distance and not saying anything?
It's called
Adam will
art.
take ketamine and do a Call of Cthulhu.
3 hours of me just staring suspiciously into the camera.
Wait, you guys didn't experience that campaign? That was just in my mind.
Yeah, it's just me saying nothing for 3 hours and then being like, good session. See you next week,
It's
guys.
just be like inspiration for everyone, and then you just get up, take the entire box of pizza, and leave.
Just take my keyboard and my mic and just sort of walk away with them.
For
Perfect.
$1,000, you get the
Terrific.
joy and honor of flying me out to your town, hosting me in a hotel, buying me drugs.
Charity is
and
great. I love it. I'm really into it. It's fantastic. Do it for the kids or Dr. Dre.
Or the cure.
Either one is fine. So let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Let's do that thing where we stop doing the bullshit and get to the other bullshit. So
Yeah.
catch me up. I know everybody has been reunited after the various traumas of the last episode. You've all been reunited at the Host in the Shell. Catch me up on where we landed with Triska, right? Because did she come back with you, Torgor? Or yeah, I think she did, right? Like she,
from what I recalled, I felt like she insisted basically after like
yes,
our conversation, and then immediately being knocked out and like being caught up to speed. I think from what I recall, she's like, I'm tired of not being in the loop anymore.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, we took her back to Host in the Shell. I gave her a parfait because she
That's
hadn't eaten
right.
Right.
it. She ate it angrily.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I remember being offended and wondering how you can eat a parfait angrily.
She's doing it. She's glad. So maybe that's the opening shot is the group of you talking kind of all over one another. And and we fade in on Triska sitting on the couch surrounded by boxes, right? Because this place is still jammed full of miscellaneous gear from the last scientist that you defrauded and sent to jail. And so she's just sort of crammed in these boxes. She's got the glass with the parfait and a little metal spoon, and she's just kind of like looking back and forth. Like it looks like she's angrily eating ice cream and watching a tennis match. And so we kind of pull back from that shot, and the audio balances out a little bit, and everybody is kind of talking. And I guess the question becomes like, are you all kind of like catching each other up on what's going on, or like what is the conversation about when we fade back in?
Part of me thinks it's whether or not how do we contact Triska, and like not Triska,
the Rose.
Yeah, the Rose. Sorry,
Yeah.
thank you, Vraska.
Voshka.
There you go. And reaching out to her and just getting her in the loop, but also, guys, we have no way of connecting with her. I don't want to just show up at her house again. We could. I mean, actually, I'm okay with that. I would do that, but it feels like we need to have something else.
How long has it been since we were last in contact with the Rose? Help me with the timeline.
It's been a couple of days.
Okay. It's been only a couple of days. In my head, it had been like over a week, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
things are happening pretty quickly. In the last few sessions has only sort of covered like 48 hours. So the last time you talked to the Rose, she got her hands on some more evidence of what the situation was, and basically sent you to like she was like, chill out, I'm gonna go and figure out what I need you to do next. Which has allowed you to kind of spiral a little bit. So
Which is exactly what we did.
Yeah, so she said she's going to get in touch with you, but you also know where she lives, unless she's like spent the last 2 days moving out. Which yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're not really sure what she's been up to or what's going on there. She did tell you to wait, but if you go there, you'll find her, but she might be pissed.
Yeah, just Rhodes in like sweatpants. She's probably also eating a parfait. She's sad.
Not sadly eating this parfait.
Yeah, this is a sad parfait.
Tack's just sitting on the couch eating crunchy cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody's chowing down. It's good. I find that in a stressed out situation, the best thing to do is just like mainline as much sugar as you can.
Yeah, I had cake for breakfast, so watch out.
What if I'm tired of these Belerians or mind wizards always knowing and being one step ahead of us? How do we get one step ahead of them? How do we start tracking them?
That is a great question.
We lost the ornithopter, so we lost any chance of surveillance.
Right.
We don't know how the mind magic works.
I don't know if I'd say we lost it.
Also, timeout. Has Winnegar, have you told us that you met with Dovin Ban?
No.
I do not believe that has been disclosed. No.
No.
Wanting to confirm. Cool.
I think I would have told you like, hey, we got separated. You guys remember that? I tried to, I saw that there was an explosion. And I thought maybe you guys were involved. When I couldn't find you there, I went back to the host in the shell.
Does Rode know that you impersonated her at any point in time?
I feel like probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't know that Winnegar would be forthcoming with those details, right?
Yeah.
So we definitely went through an entire story of telling him that like the apartment was blown up and everything, because we have no reason to assume that he knows that, right?
Yeah. So the apartment was blown up, and then the Belerians attacked us, and there was mind magic, but then we captured one, and he was a Dimir agent. We're turning him back in, so hopefully the Dimir like us now. That was us. Oh, Torgor ate a finger. That also forgot that.
Besides Tack, does anyone in the group have any inclination that the explosion was because of the ornithopter?
I think that would also be Rhodes' inclination, that it just was triggered to detonate for some reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah.
It could have been a feedback loop. It could have been Ban triggering something because he found out that we had it. Either way, I'm becoming paranoid, and Torgor does not like to be paranoid.
So those things can just like blow up at any time?
Oh, wait, are you guys talking about the ornithopter? No, I rigged that so no one would be able to mess with it when I was gone.
Whips and like
I think everybody does the head whip, like, say what?
Yeah, it was a kill switch, guys, because it's supposed to kill you if you try to switch it on.
Kill us?
Well, no, I mean, you weren't supposed to turn it on without me.
Wait,
we know that.
I wasn't anywhere near it. Road wasn't.
We weren't trying to turn it on. It just blew up.
Didn't Torgor carry that through the city?
That was on my back. I could have lost my back.
Well, I mean, yes, but I mean, you would have to go through some trying to like actually detonate it.
But no one was by it when it exploded.
Well, that's weird.
I mean,
no one was by it?
Well, actually, Tack, I dragged your bod. Tack, what did you do?
What? Why does this have to be something that I did?
Torgor, I put you in charge of making sure Tack wasn't doing anything.
If you weren't making eyes at a cop, you'd have noticed.
Guys, this bomb is tearing us apart.
The bomb that you planted.
Winnegar, I literally had to leave my entire life because that bomb exploded in my apartment.
The bomb that Winnegar planted.
Okay, but also, I mean, Road, also, I was at your place. There wasn't a lot of stuff there. I mean, you had a picture that said, you know, love, laugh, live. You had like
Sander.
Here's this is like Tack. We gotta get out of this room.
Most of your stuff came from Home Goods section. You had some IKEA shelving. There is definitely.
How'd you find Rhodes' house?
Oh, the explosion. There wasn't a lot of explosions going on.
So you were close enough to see the explosion.
Yeah, I've been looking for you guys. And I was in the general vicinity, and I ran over as soon as I heard the explosion. And I didn't find anybody, so I figured you guys were okay.
Before you went to a cop bar?
Wait, before I went to a cop car?
What,
Cop car?
cop bar?
Oh, no, this was after the cop. Wait, how do you know about that?
I don't know.
Well, I tried to find you guys, so I decided to meet with Rhodes' sister. But Tech, how do you know that?
And so Triska, when you say that,
This isn't about me. This is
Triska
about your
looks at you
life.
like, I don't remember talking to you.
You don't remember? I drank all those cigarettes. Oh, you know what? It was. And then I explained that I was trying to find where Rhodes lives.
And yeah, Triska is just sort of nodding and processing this information like,
And I only know that
Okay.
because I was there to rob Triska, which I didn't do.
Yeah, does Triska recognize all of us the moment she steps into the room?
Yeah, I mean she's a pretty smart lady, so she's
Yeah.
putting the pieces together.
Triska 100% walked with me from
Yeah.
being robbed to Rhodes'
Mhm.
house, so it'd be hard not to notice the only
Right.
red goblin in Ravnica
Yeah.
that tried to rob her,
Of course.
which I didn't do. Just saying.
Okay, it just seems like, guys, there's been a lot we've been keeping from one another in whatever way, shape, or form. So
I feel like I put everything on the table.
And
No,
then
Yeah,
it blew
it
up.
sounds like, yeah, and then it blew up. But
Yeah.
I feel like Tack put everything on the table too. What
Yeah.
are you guys hiding? You guys are probably hiding something.
I've got a time limit on my life. You guys know that. I got like 2 months left, maybe
Yeah, I
two and a
got
half. Also, I've got to do this big fight in order to keep my guild rep. That's like the
What?
only, yeah. Don't worry. None of you guys. It's a duo thing, but none of you guys. I wouldn't choose
What?
any of you guys.
What do you mean? What do you mean not choose any of us?
Well, it's gonna be a fight to the death.
To
Wait,
their
you're
death?
fighting the person to the death?
Well, whoever dies first. So
What? That
yeah,
sounds
them.
awesome.
Yeah, I know, but you would enjoy it too much, and
Yeah.
that scares me. And Winnegar,
Probably unfair. I hear
Yeah. yeah, you.
you.
That's exactly it.
It only
And
takes so many spears to the chest, so.
mhm. Road, there's going to be spotlights. So
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm glad your confession hour is done. If that's
Okay.
it.
So
Good.
Oh, road
now we
confession
have to
time.
seal
Yeah.
it with like a truth-telling ritual. You guys ready?
Yeah. Now that everyone's shared their things, let's all.
No, wait, hold on. Road didn't go.
Yeah,
Road
now that
didn't
we're
get
definitely
around.
done and everyone's had a turn and stop looking at me.
Road didn't go yet. I want to hear what you've been up to.
Let's see. My apartment was found out by our sworn nemesis.
Yeah,
so
we know that.
Since I'll never be again, I'm going to have to fake my death.
Okay.
And it's really a question of, am I going to go to the funeral? Because
Oh man, that's totally normal. Yeah.
mom cries because she hates me, but I think she might cry. You know, there's a little, I have an inclination that she'll cry. So if I go to the funeral, if I find out she cries, I get to find out she ever really loved me, but then I can also never see her again.
Triska,
So
is
it's
your mom a crier?
No, I've never seen her cry, but I think
Because
this
somebody cries when you die doesn't mean they loved you anyway. Sometimes they're just frustrated.
That's true.
I take it. Honestly,
Parking.
I take it.
Maybe she'd be upset that she didn't do it.
That's true too.
Right. You're
Although,
right.
you know what? These are all things that might happen in the future. What have you been up to, Road? Like, what have you been doing?
I threw all my jumpsuits away. Let's see, which is, you know, a wealth. Say that.
A lot of
Uh,
jumpsuits.
So I'm wearing sweatpants. Don't love that.
Yeah, why do they're black sweatpants, but they say pink on the side? What does that mean?
I guarantee you can't see it right now, but Rhodes sweatpants have something sassy written on the butt. You know, it's just something. Yep.
It probably says killer or something across the butt.
And I can't
Secrets.
Death row.
secrets across the fucking shore.
Road
Oh,
jumps.
I know what it is. I know on the butt. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's that little arrow symbol that means tap. Because it's on the butt.
I like that these aren't even Road sweatpants. They've been conjured up from the ether so that we can make
They're
jokes
magic.
about Road wearing sweatpants.
Yeah,
No,
that's
these are
PG
sweatpants that
sweatpants.
she got from the circus.
That's right. Yeah. Perfect.
Bought it at the merch booth. And she was just like, this.
Well, whenever like I try to hide a secret from my mom, we always do this thing to like build trust. Basically, we put out a knife on the table, and whoever's afraid to get stabbed is the liar.
Oh, that's different.
I put a knife on the table.
I also put a knife on the table.
I put my rapier on the table.
I put a
I would-
pencil on the table.
I would like to do a broad insight check of this group.
Yeah, this got Reservoir Dogs real fast. So yeah, I mean we get the uncomfortable like the pan around the table of everybody's faces kind of standing. So yeah, make an insight roll.
I
And what-
100% believe that I've done this with my mom too.
Deception? Am I
So
good?
I guess the question is, let's talk about what these rolls are for, right? So like Tech, what if you succeed at this roll, if you get a good result, what do you hope to accomplish? What will
I
Tech
just
learn?
want to see if anyone is hiding something, like if anybody is nervous, not necessarily about the knife, but the chance of being like, oh, like maybe there's something else I don't care about the specifics. I just care about whether or not somebody's hiding something.
I feel like everybody who's ever been in a room with you is nervous. So
No,
that's
they're fine.
you want to see past that ambient level of fear
Yeah.
that you might flip out and
Yeah.
do something insane.
Because I'm more concerned, the way that Tack's mom would have trained this is less about being scared of being stabbed and more being scared of being found out.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're just trying to get people to flinch, right?
yeah, I'm just
With
trying
threats
to,
of violence.
I'm trying to play bloody knuckles with people.
Okay.
Let's just play a game, guys.
Well, I mean, I feel like in this case, it's anybody who has anything to hide can roll deception against Tack's insight, which definitely Winnegar and Road do. Torgor, you got any secrets that Tack doesn't know yet?
I don't think so.
You got any dirty secrets?
I'm gonna roll, and I'll tell you.
Okay, all right.
Ooh,
All right, so Road got an 8.
I love it.
Torgor got an 11. Oh my god, you're all so transparent. Winnegar got a 6. The only way anyone could get out of that alive. TK rolls a 5, which is one lower than even the worst deception result. So why are you all so incompetent? How does this happen? What does this look like?
Rhoda's so upset. She's so upset. She's like sad. She's just like she's not sad very often. And so it's just like, how do I process this while also keeping together the mad amount of plates she has in the air she can't let fall? So I think that she's so busy just like staring into her ice cream, thinking about the fact that she had to call in a favor to not compromise her entire legacy.
Yeah.
Being kind of
Well, and you want to save those favors for when you actually need them and not for like cleaning up a mess, right?
right.
So yeah, your professional pride is hurt as well because it makes you look like an incompetent to the other members of House Demir. But so for you, it's like your secrets are just buried under emotional, like it's confusing because you're obviously emotional and that's not normal, and so the actual secrets get buried under that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Like she's a mess, but I can't tell in what way. There's so many ways.
Well,
that
and I guess this is almost more. It's almost more on Tack. Like what? You're not the most insightful person in Ravnica, but you know why? Like why in this moment is Tack so unable to get a read on their companions?
Tack also has something to hide.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. Okay.
Being that they murdered the crap out of their bay friend
Mhm.
and are planning to murder Winnegar at some point. But also, like, man, there's just a lot going on and haven't been getting good sleep lately. And, you know, I think that they interpret any flinching as fear of the dagger.
Yeah. So the
Being like,
trick
wow,
doesn't
you guys
work.
You guys never played this game before? Yeah, that's fine.
I think Torgor is the most like equipped against this trick, just because, like, I mean, who hasn't stabbed their friends for fun?
Oh yeah. Also, my secret is Torgor is still smoking cigarettes. He told everyone that he quit, but he hasn't, and he doesn't want to let them down, guys.
Yeah.
He
Perfect.
has like a pack of cigarettes in his pocket. He just like slides it back in.
I
Mhm.
think Winnegar is the tell is Winnegar is not as chatty as he usually is. He kind of just wants to cover everything or whatever, exclude some other stuff, and just get back to working on his ornithopter.
Yeah.
So
Then La Vida Loca wasn't playing when we came in here, guys.
something's up.
Something's
Okay.
Fucking Triska having to deal with our bullshit.
Yeah.
This is
Right. So she's
awful.
just kind of watching
She
everybody.
just watches
like-
all of us blatantly lie to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder. I'm gonna roll for her. I think she deserves a roll.
Is this a secret roller?
No, I'm just gonna roll and see if she can read. If she can read you. She doesn't. Triska doesn't have any secrets. Not ones that matter in this context. She's got some secrets from Road, but those are more family based. Let's see.
Is it her secret love for Torgor?
I didn't start a countdown clock for falling in love with Torgor, but I could
No,
if
I know
Torgor
that
wants
you
to push it.
Blink twice if it's her secret love for Torgor.
Hey, if it happens, it happens. That's all I'm saying.
Look away, Masood. It's okay, Adam.
Let's
You're among
see.
friends here.
All right. Insight,
Yeah,
she's got +2.
Adam.
All right. She gets a 6. So the only person, I guess the only person she beat is Winnegar. And so while everybody is like talking and this whole thing is going on, Triska is like staring at Winnegar like you're hiding something. She doesn't say anything, but
You
she's
smell
giving
like
you
someone who just came here from New Prov.
she's giving you the side eye. I mean, she's a cop, right? And she's an investigator. It's her whole thing. So yeah, so she's eyeballing you
okay.
pretty aggressively, but she doesn't say
Wow.
anything.
Can't believe you went on a date with Triska and didn't even tell Road. That's crazy.
What?
I did. I told Roll right now.
Hmm.
I did it for reasons.
Tack just eats another crunchy cake.
So I think Triska says it's the first thing she said since everybody's been in the room, and she kind of looks up and she says, I'm hearing a lot of what you're doing. Disguising yourself as other people, causing trouble, starting fires. Looks at Tack. But the thing I don't get is why? What's the point of all of this? You're clearly embroiled in some kind of larger conspiracy, but to what end? It's not a guild thing. And she like looks around as if to point like, you losers have no reason to be hanging out. So what is it?
It's bigger than the guilds. Well, and it is the guilds. And the fact that the guilds are stable and constant. And
Also the fucking worst.
and also sometimes the fucking worst. And our existence shouldn't be governed by an extraterrestrial.
Yeah, I remember she passed out when we showed her the ornithopter, right? When we showed her proof that it was from another planet. Didn't she fucking pass
I
out?
think, so she's remembering the ornithopter, and she's still kind of like, that's crazy. And she looks around and she looks at you, Road, and she says, you've been all kinds of unreliable, but never crazy. And this is crazy talk. You sound insane. Your friends sound insane. And she's looking at you like, come on, like, be the voice of reason. Tell me what's actually going on here.
So, yeah, a week ago, I don't know how long it has been now, but 2 weeks ago, I asked you for a ticket to get into the ball, the comp ball. And when that was over, I followed your bosses downstairs to their secret party. Do you know that they didn't wear any clothing at the secret party? Because I knew that.
I think you had mentioned to her before, and she was like, I've never been invited to one of those secret parties, but she knows about them. Yeah, so she's nodding.
HR violation.
That's true. And that was when we sort of unlocked the fact that there is a devout organization dedicated to Jace Beleren.
I believe it's pronounced Beleren, but go on. Sorry.
She looks over.
We are sort of the antithesis of that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
So she's kind of like nodding, like she understands, but she's still looking at you like very suspiciously. And she leans over a little closer to you, and she says, Road, I know that we've had our differences in the past, and that our history of late has been rocky, if not entirely absent. But I want you to know, and she puts her hand on your leg, and she says, I think you're in a cult and you need help. We need to get you out of here. And she stands up and like looks at you like, come on, we're going.
Road, you're in a cult?
Road, what?
What?
And so she turns to you and she's like, I don't know what the deal is with any of you assholes, but this is my sister, and you can't do whatever you've been doing to her brain anymore.
Oh,
She's coming with me.
Wow.
Listen, we just found out she's in a cult, okay? We need to solve this now.
You
We
idiot.
need to have an intervention.
Road, are you a double agent? What cult
What
are
is
you
going
in?
on here?
And while this is happening, and I like see them getting closer and closer to the door, I think Torgor, ever the one to just unveil the truth at a moment's notice, is like we said it earlier, but we're being chased by a group called the Belerians.
Mhm.
Maybe because we're trying to kill someone related. We're trying to kill Jace Beleren, okay?
And she's nodding very slowly, the way you might at someone that you just want to get the fuck away from. And
Oh, time to pick up a dagger.
and she's like, okay, you want to kill the living Guildpact. Well, good luck with that. Come on, Road. And she like grabs your wrist.
All right, I stand up. I'm like, all right. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a walk. I understand that this is a lot. You and I we'll talk. Let's go. And I turn to the three of them and say, don't set each other on fire. Well,
No
I'm
fire.
gone. Tack?
What?
No fire. None.
No fight.
Tack picks up the dagger like,
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Okay.
You can knife each other to death, just not.
And then, yeah, I think that Triska can't be in that room. That'd be pretty bad. So we'll go.
Okay. Yeah. So she basically drags you out into the hallway. And her intention is to like, take you out of the host in the shell, and then somewhere, maybe back to her apartment or something, where she can get you like looked at by and so she's like, you can hear her kind of like, she doesn't have a plan, but she's trying to make one up as she goes along. It's like, we'll take you back to the station. We'll get somebody to take a look at your head. We'll deprogram whatever weird magic they've used to suck you in. I'm sorry. I've been such a bad sister. I should have looked after you. I should have seen, you joining the Simic. That was a cry for help. You never really wanted to be this. We'll find someone who can undo all of this.
Fresh air sound good.
So did you just go along with her?
I just want to get her outside in some fresh air and just walk her through it very slowly.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she drags you through the main room. There's some patrons like sitting and drinking tea. Gary gives you a little wave as you walk by. And then you head down the stairs and out into the street, and she's like dragging you towards the train station. And
while she's dragging me, I pull out that armband that is the Beleren armband.
Yeah, so you want to like stop her and
yeah.
Okay.
We're walking slowly, and we know.
She's like angry fast walking and like pulling on you.
I'm stubborn younger sister, like I'm dragging my feet, like cool.
Okay. So at some point then she stops. In the middle of the street, there's people coming and going, and she stops. She can feel you resisting. She stops and she turns to you, and she's like, those people are bad news and they're bad for you, and we're gonna get you somewhere safe. Come on, you don't have to fight me on this. I'm doing it for you.
I believe you. I understand that. What part of this do you find the most egregious?
The part where you're claiming that the living Guildpact is some kind of alien. That's crazy.
Okay.
Everybody knows that Jace Beleren grew up amongst the Gruul and became the living Guildpact. He's a hero. Everyone loves him. That's why there are statues.
Right. So then who were you knocked out by yesterday?
I don't know. Your cult obviously has enemies.
Right. So does this symbol look familiar to you? Do you see it around your place of work? And I show her the Beleren.
All right. I'm gonna make a roll for her. She looks at it, and either she's gonna get one of those like Marvel style flashbacks where she like realizes she's seen it in a bunch of places, and like she's like, wait a second, my boss did say Hail Hydra to me the other day. Weird. Right? Like this will be either her Sherlock Holmes moment where she puts all these clues together and like realizes like what's going on, or she's gonna look at it and look at you like you're an insane person, and she's like, it's a picture of an eyeball.
All right.
I'm gonna roll. We'll just roll like I'll give her a +1 for history, and we'll say, put it all together. Let's say DC. What do you think? 13, 14? Let's call it 13. Okay, here we go.
Come on.
So close. She gets an 11. So she looks at it, and she looks at you, and she says, what is this? Your cult's holy symbol? Give me that. And she like takes it from you. If you give it to her, do you let it go?
Yeah, I say take it. Don't wear it.
She takes it and she throws it in a trash can. She just like marches over to a garbage at the edge, on the edge of the street in a sidewalk, and just fucking dunks it in there and looks at you. And she's like, we are leaving all of this bullshit behind. You can still have a future.
That literally died like 10 hours ago. 1, 2. Let's do it this way. How about you, right? We're almost killed by some cops. Tack was telling me this. You were almost, did Tack, you told me about that, right? I feel like this was disclosed. Yeah.
Yes, it was disclosed in the attempt to deter from the fact that I almost robbed her, but didn't.
Yeah. You are a similarly, should I say, wanted person right now? So how about you stick around 5 days, right? Give me 5. And at the end, if you still think I'm in a cult, I will go with you.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Cool. These are, as always, no additions nor subtractions.
Let's say the DC. So you want to convince her, God, because it is like from her perspective, you're just like, listen, just hang out with me in Jonestown for a couple more days. You're going to see it's fine. Jim is a great dude. Just ignore all the red flags. It's going to be
You
okay.
got free Kool-Aid and movie night on Friday. Just hang out, man. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh
a
my
1, folks.
God.
It's a 1. The worst possible
good.
result you
good,
could
good.
get.
We gonna have to kill Triska.
While hearing the story, Torgor opens the window and just like, I just give her 5 days. Just trying to get advantage.
Come on. So you get a 1, which is the worst possible. What is you can help me with this one. What is the worst possible result here? Is it that she doubles down and it goes from like gentle hand on the wrist to like Officer Triska is like, no, you have to come with me whether you want to or not? Or does she just give up on you? Or is this the like, okay, fine, you're crazy, I'm going home, never speak to me again? What do you think? Because like honestly, you know Triska as well, if not better than I do, because I've only been playing her now. She's came from your brain. So what do you think?
Starting now. The first option is worse. Even though, and I know people may be thinking otherwise, Road's job would be easier if Triska walked away right now.
Yes.
It would be
Yeah, I mean
miles
this and on a meta level, to like take a step back from the sort of interrogative bit that we're doing here. This is also me asking you, like, if you want to hold on to Triska as a character, if you want her around, cool. This is also a place where she could just be like, fine, Road, you want your weird conspiracy? You want your alien obsessed friends? I'm done with this. I can put all this away and forget about it, and I never need to speak to you again. And she'll walk out of the show. Or she can physically attempt to restrain you, and clearly your relationship will become more complicated.
This is awful.
Listen, this is what happens. This is what happens when we roll badly.
There are so many. Can I phone a friend?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
obviously we can talk about this as a group, right? Like we're playing a game, but yeah. So this is the moment for Road where, and it's kind of me asking you, do you want to play a version of Road that still cares about her family, or is this a part where Road just lets her go? Like, I don't need you. You're not important to me, right? This is more. It's obviously more about Road. If we were writing this scene together in a like a novel or a graphic novel or something, like this would be like us making this choice for Road. Because Triska doesn't matter, right? We don't care about her.
But it's also like, I think the fact that Road doesn't have true agency in it might also affect it, right? Like it's this decision Triska made for her, and either way it's going to complicate it. But like,
Yeah.
Triska shuts the door, so like Road could still want this relationship, and now has to deal with the vacuum of it. Maybe
So-
I don't want to speak too much about it. Yeah.
No, I think that makes
So
sense.
Road tried to convince Triska to stay for 5 days.
She was like, just give me
And
some more time and you'll understand, right?
give me more time to understand, and she failed on it. So she no longer, I think, because the persuasion was to stay with me and my friends for 5 days, it was an epic fail.
Yeah, catastrophic failure.
It's now I feel like she would respond with, no, screw that. I not only don't want to do that, but I'm going to turn you and your friends in now or in 5 days. You have 5 days, or else I'm turning you and your friends in.
I feel like if
That
it was a
includes
regular failure, I'd be much more inclined to be like, fine, you have a couple of days to get your shit together. But since it was so catastrophic,
True.
it's like a now or never thing. It's either, Road, you come with me right now and we go get you deprogrammed in her mind. Because she thinks that, like bad actors have got to your brain and all she needs to do is cure you. But also
like Han's moment in The Simpsons.
Yeah, but also she's you've had conversations like this before when you were like, I'm gonna join the Simic, and she's like, no, you're not. You're gonna be an Azorius. Don't be crazy. And like, so this is it, right? For her. She's either you come with me now by force if necessary, and we get you deprogrammed, or this is the straw that breaks the elf's back, and she's like, fine, Road, you want to have your dumb friends and your weird cult or whatever? I don't care about you. We're done.
I think No, tell me, TK.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Weigh in.
I'm sorry. From a writer's perspective, this is the first time that Triska has presented any like serious sisterly affection towards Road, in the idea that like we're going to solve this together. It would be IMO. It would be a shame to lose that character development, even though Triska is a side character. I don't think that we would lose that character development by her walking out of this story forever, but it would still be a shame. I think that it would be more complicated for Rhodes' life for her to be arrested now and put in a situation where she is a Dimir agent in cop custody, getting deprogrammed by other possible mind mages.
Yeah. It also puts us in a position though where Road is like separated from the group, right? If you go with her. Also, you could resist, right? Like she's gonna try to pull on you, and you could fucking karate chop your way out of there because you're a PC. So
yeah.
Sorry,
I also say this. I like Adam. You pose it. Which one is worse?
Yeah.
And like it obviously like there's the physical conditions of being like separated and like kind of like removed, but like I don't know, something about emotional torture always like weighs more on me, and and this could be an option for an arc of development. Perhaps like there's a reconciliation moment down the road, but either way, this pitfall is a challenge that then Road has to choose to overcome or just become a different person around it.
Now, Triska has cut Road off before in the past, though.
Interesting.
I feel like it was less like aggressive. It was less a hard cut and more just like an icy distance, because everyone in the family wanted something for Road, and then Road rejected it, and they all felt rejected, and so just kind of avoided you. Because we talked at the beginning about how when you saw Triska, it was the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The title of this episode is The End of the Road.
So yeah, but that's truly what it is, right? Because the rest of the pieces of her died yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
Is this exactly? So this is sort of the question I'm posing to you. Like, this could very easily be you going back. If you let her go, this could be like, cool, everything about Road Medusa, like the fake version of me is dead. I'm gonna go back to the team and be like, listen, I work for House Dimir. This is how it go. Like you can don a new identity in this moment if you want to, by just we can have her just storm off and be like, I'm done with you. Road's dead to me. And you can be like, cool, Road's dead to me too.
I think that that's what Road is telling herself to do in this moment. And I think that natural ones require the hero to pay a price.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
What price am I paying, though?
And I think that Road, like, her practical mind is like, let her walk away. And then at the same time, that's like the most affection she's received from a human being. Like, that's the relationship that she wanted, like, for the past 5 years in 2 minutes, like that amount of care.
Yeah.
And like gave her like so much hope to be like here at this moment.
Sounds like the most devastating option would be for her to walk away then.
And I think
I saw that, Masood.
The price that Road is going to pay, and I don't know how you imagined it, Adam, but I imagined it like this. So I'm in possession of a Dimir insignia. And I always imagined that like there are like guild signet rings, right? Because you were talking about the Orzhov one, right?
Yeah, I think all the guilds have different ways to like identify themselves and each other.
I've always imagined like it's sort of like that, like you press a button on the insignia for whatever fake guild you have, and like one just sort of reveals itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like the price Road pays here is revealing herself. I think that Road goes, and I don't know.
Well, so if it's a ring that you're wearing, you could we could have that moment where she's like grabbing your wrist and you pull away from her, and the ring like falls off of your finger, and she picks it up right in the rain, and we see the like maybe falling as like triggered because I imagine like what you're talking about, it's a little ring that like flips over if you push on the back of it, and you can see the like, so maybe falling like damages it or something, and if you want her to find out that you're House Dimir, maybe that's how it is. She crouches down, picks it up out of a puddle because it's raining, because it's always raining in Ravnica, and we see her like look at it, and then look at you. And I think if that were the case, she would probably just like drop it and walk away. Right? Because that's worse. Like the fact that you like, not only did you choose like a bad path, what she considers to be a bad path, you squandered what you could have been. Not only that, but you joined one of the guilds that is like the most opposed to what the Senate is trying to do. And then, and so it's like, oh, you're not my sister. You haven't been in a long time. You're just another liar of House Demir, right? You're not. So that's it. Like Rhodes, she's dead. And I think all of that happens like non-verbally. I don't think she says anything. You can see it in her eyes. Like she sees the thing and looks at you. And there's an opportunity. There's a moment where she could be like, okay, let's sit down and talk this out. But instead, because you got a 1, she just gives up on you. She's just like, I don't need this shit. Doesn't say anything. She just drops it. We see it fall and bounce off the cobblestones. And she just turns her back on you and walks away. And so we stick with Road for a minute. And there's people, coming and going. It's a busy street. People coming and going on both sides. But they're like in the shadow. They're all vignetted to the side. And we just see Road standing in the rain. What?
Wow. Third Eye Blind Jumper. I wish you would step out from that ledge, my friend. We
Perfect.
could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. Perfect.
Yeah. So so we would pan up from the ring. I guess the question is, do you pick it up? Do you pick up your ring? Okay, so we would see you pan down to pick it up, and then we follow you and we have a look. We get the reaction shot on your face as the rain's coming down. What do you do? Do we see what's the expression on Rhodes' face?
I think she's crying.
Yeah?
I think she's genuinely like, I don't think she ever realized that these are the prices she would have to start paying.
Yeah.
And I think she's also like very mad that she's been the only one who's had to pay a price like this so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
The boy's got a time limit on all existence.
He lost his soul.
I mean, he hasn't lost it yet. He just mortgaged it out.
Not to compare tragedy. Just saying.
I gave up killing Winnegar to save your sister.
Yeah, Cat gave up killing me.
Have we forgotten that Winnegar has lost every friend that he's got?
But Winnegar's mom left him at a young age.
Which actually, I mean, Dovin Ben doesn't realize, but he's put himself in terrible danger by becoming friends with Winnegar. He's been waking up from horrible nightmares. Like, he's cursed.
No, I apologize, Rode. Your struggle is valid.
So we see this. We see the reaction on your face, right? We get that shot that this clearly is impacting you. You're clearly like hurt and upset by this. But how do you react to that feeling, right? Do we see Road like what is the hint of change that we see in your face? Like do you get all like steely and like wipe your tears away and you're like, all right, Road's dead, operative Medusa is still alive? Or is it a moment where we see you like soften, where you become more human? Because I figure it's one way or the other. This is either going to harden you or make you soft. So you got to kind of pick, I think, which way and maybe you don't have to decide now, but I want to see what the reaction is. And if it's just tears, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I think that like the closer she gets back to the host in the shell, and like she's realizing that she's gonna have to like pick back up on where her lies left off and double down. I think she straightens herself up, starts thinking about a new haircut and like what fucking lie she's gonna have to tell next, and she goes inside.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we see you turn around and head back in.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well, let's take our break a little bit early. Let's take it there because I think that's a nice dramatic moment to go to break on. And when we get back, Road minus one sister will return, and you can all decide what to do about this conspiracy. Stick around. We will be right back.